Hello, everybody. Okay, I forgot I had this on. Bye. I always do that because I literally will like open the tab. Do I have a snatched jawline or what? Yeah, duh. One. Okay. Give me 1 second. Well, actually, I need a few seconds. I am still waiting for this video to download. It says it's going to be 1 more minute. But before, did you like the video? I know it's kind of early to tell, but I'm going to put in my poll. Did you? Okay, we're in caps. Fine, I'm fine. Okay. I want everybody to hold up their right hand and say, we'll pause. Nicer weather is going on. I don't know where y'all live. I live in Rockford, bumbly fuck, but it's getting nice out. So I want you to raise your right hand and say, Tori, I solemnly swear. Good. To stay one car back behind a motorcyclist, and any car that tries to cut you off to follow behind them, you cut them off. And don't drink and drive. Thank you. Fun fact, I've worked at a lot of different clubs and bars, and you name it, I've probably worked it. And I have not been an employee at any place that actually tows your car. So if you drink and you're like, I probably shouldn't fucking drive, because you shouldn't. We have Uber. You can leave your car at most places. They probably, like, especially if it's a nightclub that's open for food during the day, like, because they're kind of open a long time. What is that? Like 12 plus hours. The chances of them knowing that your car belongs to a customer and not a worker, slim to none. Okay. I've never seen anybody get towed. You can leave your car, just don't leave it more than a day. Okay. Stop riding a motorcycle when it starts raining. Okay. Y'all that know that as soon as it starts raining, the oils from the ground surface. It's one thing if it's almost about to end, but I wouldn't risk it. Hey? Is my audio not working? I'm done. I solemnly swear. Solemnly. About to grill some mahi steaks. Lit. If we can get in the boat. Wait, you have a grill on the boat? Okay, Dad. Oh, I'm looking forward to summer. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Ask? Ask? Yeah. Okay. I'm sick and tired of watching people that don't know how to drive fucking on a like a motorcyclist. I hate saying that word. I always say somebody who rides, but like who's on their ass. And it's usually one of two people in my experience. It's either like a young girl, like a young teenage girl, or like a boomer dad. I don't know. Nobody in between though. Stop doing that. Okay. Stop it. And if you ride, you already know. If you're going to do the whole splitting the lane thing, okay. In Chicago traffic, I hate you. I don't wish death, but I kind of wish the next time you ride down the highway that a bird shits on your helmet type shit. Like, you're annoying. Okay, cool. Glad we got that established. In today's episode, we're going to go over the Jazmen, Alex playing with fire, Tom, plus like Zerka for a bit, plus Sunny debate. We watched a little bit of it yesterday, but I haven't been able to focus for days. Okay. Days. Feel like a spring chicken. Okay. 2 seconds. Oh, and Glenn. Bye. And Glenn. So done. Looks like it.
What's up, guys? We are live, starting right on time. Actually, we're like 5 minutes early. No, we're just waiting.
We're going to skip through it because we did the opening or whatever, but I have some new data. Actually, I got a couple new data. New research in regards to dating. And there's that one. No dating. Do you guys think that money plays a role in your ability to attract a mate? Anybody? Do you think it's necessary, like must have, or it's 50-50? I'd say it's probably, well, I can't say because I already know the research. So I'll let you guys answer that. Some of the research that I have was, here it is. This was on Forbes. I will put the link. Forbes Health Survey, 79% of Gen Z report dating app burnout. Who knew we would get to a time where we're so lazy that sitting on your ass with your photos on an app can become I'm just kidding. Whether you're on the quest for love, do you know how far we would be in life if we didn't chase love? Topic for another day. Okay, swiping just... Do you hear my dog? She's got the hiccups. Precious. Sorry. Focus, bitch. Okay. So sorry. Like the video for my troubles. Keep me motivated. Okay. Swiping just for the sake of it or somewhere in between. In today's world, it's not uncommon to find yourself on a dating app for one reason or another. And with nearly half of Americans deeming dating apps the most popular spot to meet a match, according to a previous Forbes Health survey, the popularity of digital matchmaking doesn't appear to be diminishing anytime soon. Most popular dating apps. Number one would be Tinder, 49%. Plenty of fish, really. 38%. Bumble, 29%. eHarmony. Put a 1 in the chat if you be using eHarmony. Just put a 1. Okay. OkCupid, 17%. Seems like everybody boycott that one. Christian Rudder. Hinge, 17%. Christian Mingle, 15%. Grinder, 13%. Her, 10%. Coffee Meets Bagel, 9%. And Raya, 3%. What kind of relationship do you think most people on a dating app are looking for, folks? Survey results suggest the number of individuals seeking a serious relationship via dating apps is actually quite high. Nearly half of respondents reported a long-term connection as their goal when using the apps, with Gen Z a bit more focused on this goal than other generations at 52%. Meanwhile, 49% of millennials reported looking for a long-term relationship followed by 47% of Gen X and 47% of baby boomers. So people be talking the talk. It looks like most people want a relationship. I don't know gender wise what makes up the app. Oh, well, okay. Those interested in a more casual bond are still present. 20% reportedly prefer casual dates with just one partner, and 12% desire the same, but with multiple partners. I hate it here. This is followed by 10% interested in a friends with benefits scenario, and 9% after only friendship. Okay. Are there apps to make friends on, or are they just the dating apps? Unclear. How much time do people spend each day on dating apps? On average, survey respondents reported spending nearly 51 minutes per day on dating apps. Who do you think spends a longer time? Men or women? Mhm, mhm, mhm. With women reporting a slightly higher amount of time, 52 minutes, than men, 49 minutes. That's shocking to me. It's not by much, but like, damn. Those spending the most time on dating apps most likely include individuals addicted to swiping, those seeking a social and or emotional outlet as a form of distraction, and people looking for an ego boost, says Rufus Tony Spann, PhD, a certified sex therapist and Forbes Health Advisory Board member. In contrary, fuck me. He recommends limiting dating app usage to just 30 minutes at a time, taking breaks in between. Designating additional time beyond this guidance may result in potentially harmful outcomes, such as burnout. How about don't use them at all? Just an idea. I actually had a way better idea for an app. Hear me out. Okay. Hear me out. I think with the right marketing, and I'm talking like really push it to create an app really focused on making friends and social circles. Because let's be honest, if we want to talk about the way that most people get introduced, at least historically, if you will, was through friends and family. Obviously, with the advent of social media and people and COVID and shit, like people are more isolated than ever. I think if there was like a big push for the friend thing, because it's going to be a lot less awkward. And I think a lot more people would be open to it. Would get people like out and about, then it could by default like promote dating. Because when you make new friends, you're going to meet new people, like new romantic people potentially. And then that way it does all the not courting, but like background check for a woman at least. Because right now we're not doing well. Okay. Let me go to the chat. I was less antisocial before the pandemic. Me too, honey. Me too. I mean, I've always had social anxiety, but like the pandemic was fine for me. I was doing great. Like I didn't want to do anything. And now I feel like it's like, oh, I took 2 years, 3 years off of my peak. Damn it. Sean says, I can tell you this is very difficult for business networking groups too. Adverse selection is a problem for any international network. The problem is not getting to know people. It's about maintaining the relationship based. 100%. 100%. But one of the ways to be able to problem solve more effectively, if I had to guess, would be you have a larger social network. I think people are struggling. I think people are too comfortable alone. Is it the worst thing? No, I don't think it is. I think society tries to push that it is. I don't think it actually is. That's kind of what Red Pill tries to like be like, hey, it's like not a big deal. They just want to pressure people into making the wrong decision. Okay, don't do that. I only use dating apps when I was okay. I don't know what that means. Don't want to say it. Men really only have three socializing places: the gym, bar, and work. And then for like the rich men, country clubs, I feel like. Um, can we normalize planting trees? If a guy was like, hey, do you want to go plant a tree? I probably would get wet. Sorry, that's your reproductive. I don't care. Fuck, you want to make air? Say less. Okay. Average number of daily minutes spent on dating apps. We covered that. How people start conversations on dating apps. Hey, I would have to guess. Leading with a compliment may be a great conversation starter, as 27% of survey respondents say they start there. 26% of respondents take another route, claiming they tailor their first communication based on the profile. Alternatively, nearly 1 in 5, 19%, said they recycle a rotation of conversation starters used with various users, and just 13% revealed pickup lines are their go to strategy. They like all say, hey, men and women. Like, hey, can I give like some advice to men and women right now? You can do a lot of shit. Just please, for the love of God, don't be boring. Like women, come on, ladies. Y'all make it so hard for anybody to talk to you. Like, please. You don't have to entertain like you're fucking like the monkey from a boo. Like, I'm just saying, do something. Like, keep the conversation going. Like, it shouldn't be all on one person. Men do a pretty good job, but I would take a guess, and maybe I'm projecting, that most men are shy, or more men are shy. Just like it's a lot easier as somebody with social anxiety when the other people are also participating. Just a thought. Like, ladies, you do these shit tests and men don't like them. I like them, but like, if you're wondering if you do a shit test, it has to be, it's the guy will say something and then you're like, oh, really? You think you can handle that? Oh, really? You think you're funny? Oh, really? Did you think that hit? Um, I highly doubt that you're capable of X. Haha, you're so funny. I don't know who told you you were so funny. Like shit like that. It actually turns them off. And the confusing part about it is because men have to come up with something to say back to keep the conversation going. So I know it already. Women think that there's some like flirt god. Okay. You're not doing it. Okay. They're just desperate. I'm just kidding. But like, please, like, just compliment, be funny. Moving on. While it may not be surprising that some people are recycling conversation starters, others are tweaking big characteristics that often contribute to why someone matches with a user in the first place. Even though many poll respondents said they're looking for a long term relationship, they may be starting things off on the wrong foot. Close to 1 in 5, 21% of adults polled claim to lie about their age, with men 23% being even more likely to tweak their numbers than women. If I had to guess, it's because men want younger women to come up for them, or they think that the girl will be turned off to their age. I would just say don't put it on your profile. Can you do that? Y'all, I don't know. Like, wait for them to ask. You're only allowed to lie about 4 years. Okay, 4. Well, fuck. Technically, probably 2. Depends on who you're talking to. If she's blonde, she won't care. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like, because like honesty is the best route. And there's no good way to tell somebody when you lie about your age. When you're ready to be honest, like I didn't think you would want to go out with me is a fair answer, in my opinion. At least tell her on the first date. And an easy way to do this is she'll say, I thought you were 44. And let's say you're like 48. You're like, yeah, the app fucked it up. Okay. Deny until you die. I already know men do this. Okay. They already do. Let's keep going. Other reported fibs involve income 14% as well as hobbies and interests 14%. Men, I'm going to tell you real quick. If you say you travel for work, you can't say you work for Uber. And that's why you say that. Okay. Like, stop it. Stop it. Why are you so embarrassed? It's like if you are, if you're a mechanic, I think it's hot if you're a mechanic. But compared to the CEO, is probably, I don't know. Like if I say, I want the variety, I don't know if most girls would. You guys seem to say that status is like a big thing in titles. So if you're a mechanic, auto logistics, keep it simple. I'm just kidding. If you are a truck driver, you work in logistics, okay? And if you are a student, you are a student, okay? Don't lie about that one if you're younger. If you don't know what to put in your profile, like if you have a degree, even if you're not using one, obviously, dogs, cats, okay? There's like a lot of the hottest women I know all have a cat. So they're going to like you if you have a cat. I don't know, like your hobby is traveling. Okay. You can't go wrong. He likes to go on planes. Hot. I hate it here. Hold on. Let me check at the chat. Are we still good? Who's dating Uber drivers? There's nothing wrong with Ubering, but there's like the men, there's certain men, and probably not most, that'll be like, yeah, I travel for work, and then find out later he like does Uber. Like, okay, King, whatever helps your ego. It just doesn't look good. Do not put entrepreneur. I hate saying that word. I repeat, we're not doing that. That is the new SoundCloud rapper. Okay. If you are affiliate marketing, put that. If you know how to use a DSLR camera, photography, okay, kill it. A girl that's obsessed with herself, finding a man who does photography. One of the ways I know guys will get into certain groups is by doing these workshops where they will pay, I don't know, like a grand, maybe 700 to do like a modeling event where they will have a bunch of amateur photographers trying to talk to women, get together and photograph women. Okay. It's one way to do it. But you have to dress normal. Okay. The amount of time. You can't look like the dad from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and also have a camera. It's just like not a thing. You just look weird. No flood pants, okay? Just wear a fucking pair of normal pants, Vans, and like a tech shirt, okay? Keep it simple. Like, okay, he's probably not going to be scare me. If you have children and you are a deadbeat baby daddy, do not put that you have kids in your profile. You're probably like, what? Yes. If you are a father of girls, you're putting girl dad. Okay, we like that. We love a girl dad. If you have a boy, you don't have to bother. We want to know girl dads. Like using terminology like I'm using right now, is that trending? I don't know what you would call it. Probably be a good idea. Whatever you do, do not put anything about the bear and man situation in your profile because women are annoyed at the way that men are talking about it. They're like, men are insufferable. Okay, don't do it. I don't make the rules. I just report it. Okay. And if you guys have something creative in your profile, feel free to put it in the chat. Men are so competitive. They're like, no, this person that I don't know in the other part of the world might be my competition. Put your tips in the chat. Okay. Photos. A suit photo is a good idea. No man looks bad in a suit. The only time they do is if they're really fucking skinny and they are sagging too big for them. You're swimming in them. Okay. If you are short and you're wearing a suit, you're going to do better with a really expensive shoe and a cropped pant. Okay. Most of the time, fitted suits are the style that most men look good in. Obviously, if you're a juice head and you got a back the size of Africa, you should probably get something a little broader. But fitted is usually like the no tie, V shaped, one button, right? So you can kind of get that white collared shirt, show your chest hair type thing going on. You know what I mean? Should have a photo with your friends at a golf course. I'm very specific on this one. We haven't done one of these in like 2 years. At a golf course with you are drinking Johnny Walker whiskey on a rock ball. Okay. And you're wearing your good watch. Tori, girls always complain that they can't tell who the guy is, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to that, please. Okay. Yes, it should be clear who you are. The friend photo should be last. But women do look to see if you're normal, and that's how they can tell. Should you have photos with girls? Yes. I think that's a good idea. But please, for the love of God, if you take a photo with your Hooters waitress and you put it on your dating profile, all that tells me is that you don't know how to speak, you're creepy as fuck, and you probably tip like shit. Like, no offense. Okay. The amount of times that we had to take photos with customers, I'm just like, dude, they're going to go home and jack off to this shit. It's disgusting. But the amount of times you would see like a creep on Facebook pop up, sorry, Paige. It'd be like a guy that has the Blackhawks, and then the next photo's him with the waitress, and he's like a dork. No offense. Okay. Then it's the Blackhawks photo again, zoomed in. It's like different sizes every time, and then different times for like 5 years with the same waitress. Okay. Leave her alone. Thank you. Am I helping? Other photos, you want blue in the background. Nobody looks bad in blue. Not one. Not one. Ideally, your photos would be professional, but we got portrait mode on iPhones. So that works just fine. If you're going to do a car selfie, you better drive a nice car or be in like a uniform. You know, other than that, like so far men are like getting away from that, and it's great. We watched one of Alex's videos or somebody's where I was like, wow, we don't see that many car pics. Great. If you drive a Tesla, put it in your profile. If there's like an option, like environmental, whatever the fuck, but don't post. Well, you could actually. I like that shit. If you have an activity like motorcycle, four wheeling, shit, I don't know, hanging out at the beach at low tide, whatever it is, put it in there. Okay. Especially the men who are overweight. Okay. With love, you can get matched. I'm just saying. If you're not going to be doing the gym pics like most men, you should show that off in some regard. Just don't be a douche. Good luck with that info. But like, if you are not in shape, doing an activity outside, golf, swimming, you don't even have to be in your bathing suit. Something that says you're somewhat active. Even if you're a stoner who gets high and eats a lot of food, we need an activity. Okay. Because something's got to balance it out. I don't make the rules. The more you look like a man that will drug a drink, I got to be careful. And I'm talking our polo boat shoes and your Hawaiian shorts and daddy's money trust fund and bro, like the better you will do with younger women. Not saying that it's like an immature thing. I've just noticed watching different videos, they all seem to really like the preppy guy. Do what you will. Okay. I take photos in my underwear and mullet. Go away. Just kidding. Da, 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 da. Stop posting in a squat position, like you're about to take a shit in front of a car that is not yours. Take it off. The fish works. Use the fish. If you're like, a lot of dudes do this because it works, right? Unless they're like stupid and you you know what I mean. Okay. What else? If you have gone to a wedding recently, again, suits, but weddings make you look normal. Um, I'm trying to think of things that are like normal things to happen that I feel like you should get pictures at, like weddings, a communion for your kid. If a woman asks you, do you have a relationship with your baby mama? It's cordial. That's it. Even if you think she's a psycho. Wife's, oh, that was dark. That was real dark. Weddings show that you have friends who can maintain relationships. Yeah, it's like how I always say business owners want to do business with a guy that's married over a guy that's single. It's because of the longevity commitment component. If you guys go to a lake house with friends during 4th of July, a photo poking at the fire, I feel like that could be taken. So if you like to grill, get your dad shoes on. I'm just kidding. And if you cook, put it in the profile. That is a skill that's like, oh, fuck yeah, he is getting with the times. Okay, we like that. I feel like that's such a flex. Who else agrees? If the girl can cook, that's a flex. And I'm talking like it's their career, okay, where they're making fancy mustard, like, but that, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. Okay. So blue, clear photos, teeth. There's been mixed things on teeth. And I used to say you shouldn't smile. And then I forget we were looking at dating profiles on a YouTube video recently, and I'm like, dude, these guys need to smile. They look like they're unhinged. If you have bad teeth, I get it. Okay, you should have a beard by now. If you are not at your ultimate looks max for your body type, hair color, eye color, skin tone, beard color, then you need to go there because no amount of photos are going to help you. You don't have to be Channing Tatum. When in doubt, honestly, I know women don't like a little bit on the metro side is it can never hurt. Seriously. I know you're like, oh, it's a thin line. Okay, I can't really give it for most people, but like other than like the earring, okay? If you have an earring and you don't swing, like take it off. There's many apps that can just edit it out without you doing shit. Doesn't hurt to ask ChatGPT to give you some dark humor, okay? If you ask it to do a joke, it's like, oh, tell it to do a roast. It's great. Great. If you want to attract younger women and you're like old, okay, the more that you appeal to status in the US, the better. If you're in other parts of the world, like Europe, for instance, status is not really going to cut it. So do what you will. Trying to think if anything else. There was somewhere in this article, I think it said that dinner dates were most preferred. Shocking to me. I don't know why. It just says like drinks, maybe, but whatever. Millennials feel 80% burned out, followed by Gen Z, 79%, followed by Gen X, 78%, baby boomers, 70%. Do you guys know what makes people the most exhausted when it comes to dating on apps? People who experience burnout with dating apps are exhausted from constantly meeting new people, failing opportunities, and lies. Over time, the unfortunate misgivings of being on a dating app can cause someone to lose hope in the dating process and finding the right person. You gotta lie like a little. Just kidding. Be honest. Like, seriously, everybody has a type, more than one type probably on an app where you will fall in somewhere. But when you try to be something you're not, you don't have the opportunity to do that. So we talk about how women vet all the time. An easy way that men could increase their chances, in my opinion, is to tailor it down, niche it down, because literally it's like one of the oldest things in pickup artistry is following an archetype. Like a musician, you look the part. Athlete, you look the part. I know a lot of dating coaches say cast the net wide, but you can do that being on a lot of sites, a lot of apps. But you really should niche down. And whatever that is, make your Instagram follow it. You're a musician. If you're in a band, you should have your band there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think when you're trying to grab at a larger pool, what you're doing is you're making yourself blend with too many shitty dudes. If I'm keeping it 100, okay? The majority of men are unattractive to most women. The more you niche it down, the better. It's worth a shot if dating hasn't worked for you to just try it. And if you are DL and you have been watching my channel and you're like, yeah, I'm a little gay, then put fucking bisexual. Okay? No one cares. If anything, I mean, I dated a bisexual guy and he hit it, but I think you could it opens yourself up to be safe with a lot more women, which in my opinion is one of the better things you can do. But I don't know if like apps even ask you that. Do you guys agree that in this day and age, moving away from traditional masculine, traditional gender roles is going to work in your favor or not work in your favor? If you're right leaning, I would put moderate, but I really don't know. There are no bisexual men, only gays in denial. I think sex is a lot more fluid, but men have the worst. Is it a stereotype? To try to be masculine? It's like the most masculine dudes I know are gay. They work out hella hard, you know? Explore a bit. Muted? I'm muted. No, don't fucking do that shit. Don't bring flowers. You can. Like, I like flowers, but I don't think for the first date. I feel like that's kind of weird. Wow, bisexual. I changed my mind about that book. Please don't write it. What book? Oh, no. Listen, here's my argument for it, is that a lot of times religion kind of shuns men away. We'll talk Catholic, for instance. It will shun men away, but all that does is these men will lie to women, marry them, and then cheat on them with males. Okay? She can't compete with that. So while you can call it a sin and whatever, like I respect it, I'm just saying it does more harm to more people. Maybe that's a utilitarian way of looking at it. I just think that, like, it's just so obvious now. I don't think men can, like, get away from it. It's like, if you're straight, great. If you're gay, okay, whatever. But I don't know. There's a lot more men that are DL to the point, and I've talked about this, to the point where now at like a Planned Parenthood or talking to your doctor, like, are you gay, straight, blah, blah. Now there's a thing called MSM, which is men that have sex with men. Men who have been fucking men on the side, low key, DL, down low, are so deeply homophobic that they do not disclose that to a doctor. And guess what? They're spreading STDs to women. Like, they had to come up with a name that would get men to be more honest and not feel like they were being called gay. That's kind of pathetic. Like, you like dick? You like dick, okay? Keep it moving. Talk louder. I can't hear you. Really? No. Pre-recorded. No, it's not. The best women to date are introverted gamers. Who's gonna tell them? I'm just kidding. I always thought that they were probably like the biggest hoes, but maybe I'm just judging. I don't date women, so I wouldn't know. It's good to see everybody. I recognize some of you guys from Andrew's channel. Okay. Is she loud enough? Peru. Stay. Turn your phone up. Yeah, Phil, you're deaf. Just kidding. Okay. We're talking a lot about these new studies. I'm going to put the link. You guys can go ahead and read it later if you want. Let's go to the video.
Sonny, he's going to be here.
I'm going to skip it. How long was this again? I think 140 was a good time. We got Zerka.
Then you just wouldn't date her, right?
Exactly. Why? Like, I don't need to force anybody to change for me.
Agree.
Okay. If you don't already come this way, if you don't already have the values that I have, then you're obviously not the one for me.
Glenn, you're not forcing her to change. They're naturally going to follow whatever.
Torshaa, what do you think about Jesse Lee Peterson or just Pearly thinks? We like both of them.
Whatever's trending. So technically, you're just telling her to go back to regular female nature for thousands of years. And check this out.
If she already doesn't have that regular female nature to begin with,
okay,
why am I even
question, Glenn, are women safer today than they were in the 1950s? Of course not.
No,
so clearly, if you say you don't want absolute control over your wife,
what is that based on?
You want her to live in a more... Yes, you want her to live...
Like, no, you're conflating the two things here.
No,
I don't even crime rates are way down. I don't know what y'all are talking about. The crime rates today are similar to what they were in the 50s. They went up in the 80s and 90s.
I'm talking about rape and harassment and sexual assault.
Well, violent crimes especially, yes. Violent crimes are like down the most, yeah.
Those have dropped.
Whoa. Were women more harassed in the 50s or today?
Well, I don't know if you're right, but it was a little bit different because they had domestic abuse at higher rates back then.
In the 50s,
I think rape is worse than being harassed in the street.
It's check this out. In the 50s, it was very rare that a girl goes on a Tinder date because it didn't exist. So she doesn't get drugged. She's just traditional. She has a safe life. If you don't want...
Yes, I forgot to say. I was going to introduce everybody. We kind of did it, but Zherka gets a really bad rep, but he's very based. I say it all the time. Like, I feel like I gave birth to Zherka in another life. We haven't really talked about that recently. It's been a minute since we've covered some of his work, but he's former industry, so respect. Used to work as a nightclub security guard. Or promoter, shit. I think security. So a lot of times from like people will be like, Zherka's so annoying. He says a lot of interesting stuff that I skimmed through. And I was like, damn, Zherka, my egg, just being based.
Absolute control over your girl. You're saying to her, I want you to be in an unsafe world. No, all of you are pro-rape. That's the truth. If you don't want to go back in time,
I don't want absolute control. If she defers control, if she defers authority, that's different. That means that she is choosing to do so. Nobody's forcing her. It's a choice that she chooses to fall under my leadership. She chooses to live by in the framework that I build, right? That's a choice. Controlling is like, you are trying to, woman, don't you dare go out there. If you go out there, I'm going to kick your ass.
Okay, but Glenn, what about a difference? What about a 5-year-old child?
Wait, Zherka,
hold on, Alex, before I forget, because I have Dodo break. A 5-year-old child, you would be controlling so they don't get hit by a bus. A woman, Schopenhauer and all intellectuals throughout history agree that a female's intellect cannot surpass a child's mindset. It cannot. I'm sorry. So technically, if you want to control a child so they don't get hit by a bus, why don't you want to control your woman to not get hit by the world? Why?
Okay, so real quick, Zherka, you're at like a 85-90% troll ratio. Can I respectfully ask you to bring it down to like 50% at least? The second thing is that...
Okay, hold on, Alex. If you're not controlling, mainstream media controls her. That's the only alternative. It's more dangerous.
Michael says Zherka can be on some conspiracy theory stuff. LOL. I find a lot of people can be. With Zherka, I find that if you give him the new information, he changes his tune. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think no? I don't. No matter how much information he gets, he spews whatever.
Just that way.
That's
Zherka's a flat earther. No way.
Whatever her feed is her religion. Her Twitter feed is her religion.
Let's explore what you said about women having the mind of an 8-year-old child. So if you actually look at the statistics on intelligence, it is true that men to be on the more extreme end of the range. So all the top chess players, for example, are going to be men, but also all the dumbest people, more of the dumbest people are going to be men. Women tend to be somewhere in the middle. But women, if you average out the intelligence, women are equal to men.
No. Well, check this out. There's never been a female philosopher in history for thousands of years.
Well, that's what I said about the top extreme.
Okay, Ag, sit down. What are you talking about? What do you mean there's never been a female philosopher? Is he kidding? Was he a flat earther? I didn't know this. I did not know this. I'm just like, What do you mean? Like, there's never been a female philosopher. Guys, do you know who created the trolley dilemma? It was a bitch. Okay? Which is number one. I'm not a fan, and I hate this woman because of some things that I don't align with. PDF shit. Simone de Beauvoir, one of the more famous feminists. I don't like them. I really don't. But she and what's his face, Michael Foucault, they had a letter to France. We talked about it in depth on another episode, that pretty much wanted to lower the age of consent. And it's crazy to me because Simone de Beauvoir gets quoted in a lot of feminist debates now. And I'm like, are people aware that she was doing that? Like, at all? Like, I don't think people would like that. She wrote The Second Sex. There was that Wollen something lady. There was who was the one that wrote about extensional? I can never say it. Extensionalism, not how you say it. Okay, there's way more. Was it Julia Kristeva? Maybe Judith Butler? Or was it Philippa Foot? Yeah, I think it was them. Then there was Hannah Arendt. Maybe you guys recognize that name. Hannah Arendt, she was the one that wrote The Origins of Totalitarianism. Don't quote me, it's something like that. But it looks like there's like a bunch. I just asked ChatGPT to list more. You have Martha Nussbaum, Julia Kristeva, like I said, Iris Murdoch. That name sounds familiar. Like Pasha. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, there was a lot. Okay. Zarka. Got it. You don't have to... They're actually calling women children. I get why they do it, because it's like emotion, tantrum. I get it. But it actually... One of the reasons I came across an article the other day, actually, that had a headline like women shouldn't... I don't know if it was a newspaper, though. It was like women shouldn't vote because we must protect the children. And it was like referring to them as children. So that was an old stereotype, if you will. Whether you agree with it or not, I don't care. But it's been around for a while, saying shit like that.
But philosophy is the thinking component. That's all it is.
What about I got in the top 2% on the score on the LSAT, which is a test to test your logic, your ability to analyze, your reading comprehension. I would probably score higher than maybe some of the men in here. So do I still have the brain of a child?
Well, yes, you do. Because think of Jazmen. Think of your life choices. You girls make you make short-term decisions. You don't make Joe Rogan $100 million Spotify deal decisions.
So I can make some short-term decisions too. I mean,
yeah, but I'm a guy. I can make men can afford the risk. Women cannot. Once they are cracked, it's over. They're left alone forever.
That's the thing. Well, if I can make enough money now to retire at 35 and I still have
you can retire right now. You're rich.
Exactly. That's my point. So how is that a stupid decision? How is that a childlike decision?
Well, you're going to continue to go against your mental health to make more money, and it's never enough, right?
My mental health, just because you determine that.
Well, don't you eventually want to morph and evolve into a traditional, or no?
Not necessarily. I want an equal. I want a partner. I want a friend. I'm not low IQ, so I can't.
But why would you lie? Why is she lying? You say you want an equal, but you said you've never even been on one date with a broke guy. Clearly, you're dating up. You're lying to us.
Well, I've never been broke. my parents have money, so why would I go on a date
But,
with?
but no, you make the point that you want an equal. You've never even had an equal. You've never had an equal. You don't even know what it's like.
She's saying that the guys she's dating are the equals. She's saying she's dating across socioeconomic class.
She dates up. Women date same height or above, but it's always above. Same money or more, but it's always more. Check this out. If women date up, it proves they're the inferior gender because they're looking up at us.
Jazmen, who makes more money, you or the guy that you're hooking up with?
Me.
Okay.
Jazmen, what if a guy dates a woman who's better looking than him and dresses better than him and has better style than him? Is he dating up as well? Because that's how women are graded, right? They're graded based on their looks and like how feminine they are.
No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Female, her psyche is she'll only open the legs if she thinks he's better than her. If all women only date up, it proves everyone they've ever dated was better than them.
Well, I'm saying guys will only date a woman or have sex with her if she's better than him, if she's better looking, if she's more feminine, if she has like more style and more like she's able to like think about these things in a different way than he is. Obviously,
No. It's the woman's job to open up. Like we're the ones going to them, and they're saying yes or no. They're saying yes or no to something that's better than them. That's all I'm saying.
But what you're saying is,
if she looks better than me, that doesn't mean she's better than me.
What you're saying is not true.
We're looking at the trinity of status, network, and looks. Women cannot complete this trinity. Status, network, and looks, they cannot. They can only do looks. That's the truth.
The idea that women only date up is not actually like in any way supported by the data. It seems the vast majority of couples are within the same socioeconomic class.
No, Alex, you don't understand. I'm saying through her perspective, it might be an illusion. She might be way better than me, but in her eyes, I'm better than her. That's why she's letting me hit it. I'm not saying I'm giving.
And what are you basing this on?
You could ask women. They've done surveys of, would you date a guy who makes the same paycheck as you? And the answer is always no.
Or at least
what are these surveys?
Hold on. Another thing.
Wait, Zerka, hold on.
If we look at Carl Jung and all psychologists who's ever like studied women, they said that like 80% of the female consciousness is always lying. That's their reproductive strategy. They're not as open as men. So how do you know what they're saying is true?
The surveys say that women want, or that they are attracted to a man who dates more, not that they won't date a guy who makes the same amount of them or who doesn't make more.
But that's not dating. No. But that's not dating. That's not dating. No. That's not dating if she's just dating to wait for an upgrade. That's not really dating. That's like slimy shit.
Do you agree there's a big difference between what women say they want and what women actually want, Zerka?
Of course, dude. You know how I know a girl's gonna.
There we go.
You know how I know I can smash when
she says, I'm not looking for hookups anymore. I'm looking for something serious. Or if she says, what else should they say? I feel like that's a good one.
Girl says, I hate that Zerka guy. That's like in 100% I know I have her. That they always lie. You know why they lie? Because deepest seed in let's say we're going on a date, Jazmen and I, right? Let's say she hit the lottery and we're going on a date. Her deepest fear, every woman's deepest fear, is being overpowered, killed, and raped. So that's why the number one thing on a date is to lower her anxiety to zero. That's when she like do whatever you want, right? But men don't have that fear of getting killed. Now, if they have that,
I've never heard Zerka say this, but this is what I'm talking about. When you approach a woman, she's trying to determine if you're safe. Good job. That's my egg.
that fear, the only thing, like if someone pulls up in a Ferrari and says, get in, they hesitate. Even if it's a Ferrari, they hesitate because they're like, what if this guy's a serial killer? They're all fear programmed, meaning there's no truth in their thinking. If you're fear programmed, it means you're a lying machine.
So then why are you dependent? Why are you relying on their survey answers on what they want to determine?
I'm not. I'm looking at the psychologists like Carl Jung, Freud, and everyone else who've done these papers on women. But they all agreed that women are liars.
But you've just acknowledged the fact that there's a big difference between what women say they want and what women actually want. So why would we take the surveys you mentioned at face value?
You don't have to. I'm just saying it's a safer world if you know she's always lying. Like, bro, have you ever asked the girl, "Are you mad?" and she goes, "No," but she's actually mad?
That's actually really good advice. At first, I was like, "That's triggering," but assume everything she says is a lie. Yeah, that's actually a good way to modify your behavior. Like, you're not sure if you should make the next move, and she says she's comfortable. Take it slower, type shit.
They're always on lying mode, even if they're your bitch, right?
Oh my God.
I'm serious. Like,
Glenn,
Jazmen, don't you agree? Short men are fucking disgusting.
I think Zerka primarily came on to just knock on Jazmen.
No, I'm not trolling. Yo, Jazmen, do you agree short men are disgusting?
No, I'm 5 feet tall. What's short?
She's lying. She's lying.
I don't think.
You see how fast that was?
Saying that you wouldn't date.
Jazmen,
he's saying you wouldn't date a guy who's shorter than you. So even though you're 5 feet,
Jazmen, have you dated 5'2"?
Probably wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't date a guy in the bottom, like 1% of height, but I date a guy.
No, but Jazmen, have you ever dated a 5'2" man?
Didn't you say that you dated a jockey who was like 5'2" or something like that?
I dated a guy who's like 5'6".
Oh God!
Didn't you date a jockey or something? I thought you said you dated I've
never dated a jockey, but I'll date. I want guys in the let's say 50th percentile or higher for height. Even though I could get guys in the 90th percentile if I wanted to. Finding a tall guy is not hard.
Jazmen, can you date a jockey just so we can use that debates, please?
Sure.
Yeah, can you go date somebody shorter than you first?
Please.
Do you guys want to? I have a bunch of questions. I know that
hold on, Alex.
You don't
Alex,
seem to have any, but I have a ton.
Tom and Alex, I think it's scary that you guys word this word dating. Would you date? Would you? You guys just said that if they can't get the one that's better than them, they'll settle for the attention of a loser. But this is an admission of guilt. You guys are saying that she's waiting to upgrade and cheat.
That's
not dating.
No
That's not dating.
That.
Nobody said that.
No one said that.
We all agree that they're waiting to upgrade. If they're dating
we don't agree.
If they're dating someone equal, they're not waiting to upgrade?
Most of the time, no.
Yikes. Wow. So you're telling me if Drake DM'd the average girl, she's gonna be loyal? You're fucking retarded, bro. If Drake said, "Yo, I'm gonna," hold on.
Think about it. With all the allegations about Drake, I think a lot of women are going to be like, skeevy. Yeah, but no, if you're in a good relationship where the girl is heavily invested and she's not a gold digger, no, I don't think most girls will cheat on you. There's some that will, for sure.
We're not talking about us. We're saying the Walmart couple, that ugly monstrosity you see at Walmart. You're saying that fucking bird at Walmart will not respond to a celebrity that DMs? Yes, she will. Yes, she will upgrade. She will literally upgrade.
Some couples cheat, but that's why you want to screen those girls out before you get into a relationship. But you don't want to be in a relationship with a girl who cheats.
Alex, you're making the argument that most average Walmart couples, the girl will not respond to Drake. That's the argument you're making.
I mean, I don't have an exact percentage for you, but I think that if you have a relationship where you've probably screened for all the red flags and the girl's heavily invested, which is going to be a small percentage of relationships. That might be like 20-30% of relationships, because most guys overlook red flags and most guys have a relationship with the girl's not heavily invested. But assuming the girl is invested and you screen for a red flag, no, I think in a lot of times
I'm trying to come up with like the best jokes for short men. I just keep thinking of scenarios. There was one where it was like, well, at least I don't have to take a knee to motorboat you. Ronnie, what was that one? But then I was thinking of like, you're just like kind of short for me. It's just like, well, yeah, I guess it really only benefits me. I'll learn some shit from you, like when it's raining first or something. I was like, wait, that's kind of funny, but I can't word it right. It's like, you always know things ahead of time, like when it's raining. Like to the taller person. I don't know. Come up with something.
The girl will not cheat on you.
And the income doesn't have anything to do with your likelihood of being in this kind of relationship, right, Alex? For what you're saying about like screening girls and being in this relationship, like you're able to do that at 50K and 200K. It's not like the 200K guy.
Yeah, you can do that in any income, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask. I know you said you have something, Tom. Let me just ask Zerker this quick question. What do you think are good pieces of red pill advice?
The greatest red pill advice I ever heard Myron say, that like, you know, he has great stuff, but the life-changing stuff that everyone overlooks. When Myron said, you will make less money living with a woman. That is 1,000% true. And nobody realizes it because, like, let's say a millionaire is like, nah, I'm making millions. What are you talking about? I have a wife. But he never runs the fantasy if he lived with some Wall Street type cats who are ambitious. If he had some crypto guy roommates, right? For all of human history, the men stayed tribal together, so they're strong. The guys who, if you live with a bitch, bro, you have to live like a king where she has her own room and you have your own room. She has her own bed. You have your own bed. You have half the castle. She has half the castle. If you're in an apartment with her, she's going to feminize you, make you weak, make you passive. She's going to destroy your life, bro. You need to have serious money. You need to have a big.
Unless you plan on marrying her within the next 6 months, do not move in with a woman.
Big place. You need to have a big friend group that keeps you away from her. And you know what's funny? We men love to melt and simp. Bro, I used to cuddle for 12 hours straight without drugs. Without drugs. And yo, the TV was off. Bro, the TV was off. We weren't even watching TV. We're just arguing for 12 hours. For a year, I did that. You know how much money I could have made?
Romantic.
No, I'm not. Imagine the real romantics. They're doing 10 years. I snapped out of it. Right? Now
so what do you base that statement on, that you will make less money living with a girl?
I just look at the timeline of history. Why men since hunter-gatherer societies up until last 50 years or sexual revolution, they've always been separated from the women.
You should not be moving in with a significant other unless you have lived alone for at least 6 months. Okay, that's my only prescription. Please. I'm a bitch and you annoy me. Get the fuck out. Okay, you don't know how to clean. You literally can't pick up after yourself. And last time I checked, I don't get paid to be here and you annoy me. Okay, I'm being honest. It's not a nice thing to say, but I'm 100% honest. The best people that make the best, like, roommates, whatever you want to call it, have lived alone before, man or woman. Stop doing it.
To maximize the potential of the society. You look at the decay of the West. The decay of the West is happening because they went away from the church from the 1960s.
But married men make more money. Married men make more money, and most married.
Yeah, but would they make more if they're around the guys that they're making money with? If they live with
guys that are married end up getting more business promotions, more business opportunities. I don't know if they're more motivated to bring in the money because their wife doesn't know how to stop spending it. But men that are married make more money on average, just on average. Maybe it's they have kids, they find it's a responsibility, they take up more. Like, men show themselves in a very good way when they get married. Like, I was actually just watching this Justin Bieber documentary, fun fact, random. And he was talking about how as soon as he said vows, and I'm sure there's married men in the chat that could attest to this, as soon as he said the vows, like at the wedding, it's like everything changed in a good way. And it was like, you took it seriously and all this shit. Do you guys feel that way? Curious. Marriage gets like a really bad rep. But did you find any positives from it? Asking for myself.
Get divorced also make more than they did when they were married.
No. If you take out a married guy out of that marriage, let's say he's still in that marriage, but now let's say he's a YouTuber, but now he has to live with Alex Zerka Sani. Yeah, he's going to make more. What is he going to do? You think he's going to go get ice cream with us? All we're going to do is content and make more money. The problem is we love that comfort. Like Jazmen, I know how great that is, to do that to you. But eventually I'm touched this enough and I go, dude, a year went by and my bottom line dropped by 40% in sales. And I never noticed because I love busting on Jazmen.
But then that wouldn't map onto the fact that married men make more money than these single men who live in these little like things.
Zerka, you're also saying it's just
they're married because they made more money. But how did they make more money? They're around the boys.
Money, their income goes up. Now you're saying, but their income would have gone up more.
Way more. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, randomly channel. You just might influence me to want to get married. Torshaa, yes, I didn't want to mess with no one but my ex-wife. Yeah, I flirted, but I never acted on any women's advances. Only had eyes for her too. Did you guys have kids? Okay. I've heard mixed things. Men either bait and switch when she's pregnant, or they are really turned on by her weird sexual fantasies that she got from all the hormones. Which is it? Okay. I need it to be like a monolith right now. I'm just kidding.
Evidence for that, other than your own.
Yeah, but you guys give me evidence.
Torshaa, what's your take on men being a minimalist? So you're broke. Just kidding. What do you mean by minimalist? Because like men say that, but it's like, are you talking about having the plastic chair in your living room and the TV box as your nightstand? Like, what are we talking minimalist? You're boring? Like, I'm a minimalist, but like, I'm broke, you know? But I also don't like clutter, for instance. But women will take the materialistic part and turn the house into a home. But yeah, minimalist, I can't say would be a bad thing unless you're doing it because you're broke, because then women can pick up that you're not actually a minimalist. Like, they'll take note of what you spend your money on type shit, and it's usually not good. Okay, stop it with the alcohol. Okay, just for a couple days. Not saying to cut it out altogether. Just, do you really need it right now? Unless you work in union. Okay, do you really need it? Try not to buy alcohol at home. Only be a social drinker if you can.
For COVID, and it turned out to be a lie.
I didn't give any evidence for COVID.
Okay, all right. Or how about the evidence of is transgender mental illness?
I would say yes. That has nothing to do with me.
How about this? In psychology,
you can still drink alcohol and be a good person. Absolutely. However, I give little tidbits of some influence every now and then. Earlier, we did it on the motorcycles. Okay. And the drunk driving. I'm just saying, if you could put off a pack, is easier said than done. Or just take out one beer. Just one. Save the blunt for your ride to work. Okay? Put it off just one day. Let your body rest. Do you really need it?
Since the start of psychology, they said being gay is mentally ill. They recently changed it. Do you guys agree that it's mental illness?
I don't think it's mental illness.
Why? I thought you had the evidence. We have 40 years of evidence.
Wait, we're going on such a massive.
Yeah, I don't want to do these. Can we do experience?
I dated a guy in the military. Okay, they're unhinged. Love you. Thank you for your service. I only dated one. They were spending it on alcohol and shit. And moved their damn selves in. I can't take accountability for this one, other than the fact that I was way too passive. That I was like, get your fucking ass out of here. Ooh, but you never heard me like that. Everybody's balls probably shriveled up like, oh, fuck. I'm a bitch.
Arguments. If we do evidence, bro, you can find evidence. Remember when they said in the 80s, if you eat fats, you'll turn fat. So don't eat bacon.
Oh, it used to make me so mad when I was struggling with rent because I helped them fix their car. Like, I bought the parts for it to fix my damn self. Just want to make that clear. And then they had made the promise. Yeah. I will cover rent this month. And I knew very damn well fuckface was not going to cover rent. But guess what? When it came to the 29th or the 1st, I forget, 3 days before, they just kept coming back with 7-Eleven bags. Like, look, I got you something. Be like a fucking spinning plastic thing that goes in your yard. Like, oh, I got this too. Isn't it cool? Puts on like goofy glasses. It's like, dude, I hate you. You don't respect me. It's obvious. Like, get the fuck out.
And eggs, switch the sugars like cereal, and everyone became obese from the high carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Dude, the evidence is skewed. The evidence is a lot.
I understand.
I call these men the men looking for a home. Homosexual is funny.
There's faulty scientific studies that come out sometimes. But I guess, like you mentioned, that they, all throughout history, that they lived with other men. Like, at what point in history did married men live with other...
Torshaa, a military man needs peace and comfort. Did you give him that? This is a fucking cope. They start all the fights. All of them. Hold on. Let me put them on a pedestal for a minute. I thought I left my oven on in my second story apartment. Homeboy, even though he was wearing his camis, and you shouldn't do that as a Marine, not where people can see you. He scaled the balcony in order to get in there to shut it off. It was off. Okay, I'm just an idiot. Okay, that was lit until the cops came because someone called them on him. So bad. This is literally the only unhinged person in my history. And I attribute it to the military. And as a bartender, I've served many military men over the years because, let's be honest, being in the military, you're probably going to come out with some alcoholism. Let's just keep it 100. Put down the Jack and Coke. Put it down. Put it down. Stop getting a little fifth. No, actually, stop getting, what are they called? What are not, they're so, like, they're on the same level as Twisted Tea. Fuck, it was like a raspberry, a white can, not what you're thinking, not White Claw, but it was these drinks, Monacos. Y'all, stop it. Stop. Okay? Go and take your Ativan and calm the fuck down. But don't you come to me and say you're looking for peace. You love drama and you know it. You know it. I don't fault you for it. But don't try to, we need peace and calm. Get out of here. No, you don't. You always start some shit. Always.
God.
And I don't want any of y'all to change, okay? The most fun working behind the bar when some fucking military dudes come in. The best. They're so fun, but they are unhinged and they are not normal.
And not their wives. Like,
living would be like 12 to 16 hours of their day would be with the boys. That's living.
That's like, to add on to your point, Zerka, like,
wait, who I say? This was a while ago, and I forgot I even gave away this information, but they were like, do you know what his job was in the military? And I was like, yeah, supply. They're like, oh, makes sense. It's where they put them, the, what do you call it? Like, not degenerate, you know how your corporal, sergeant, whoever the fuck, you're higher up, they hate that one dude. He usually works supply. Like, usually.
Normal.
I can't trust him anywhere else, and at least this job, you can fuck up a little bit.
Person, like, even just going out, like, let's say you have a business and you have an office where you're with the boys all day.
Exactly.
Like, that's healthier than just being around your girl all the time.
Because the psychic,
this is so basic.
Because there's even books on sexual transmutation for young men that they should read these books. The psychic content can either go down, like I'm with Jazmen, and it goes down, and I hit that, or if I'm with the boys, the psychic content goes up. It shoots up.
Content? What is psychic?
Yes. The libido is psychic content.
Yeah, she also I mean, Zerka, you could add on to this too, but you also respect the guy more when you have less access to him. Like, you're gonna enjoy the time more if he's.
They put the OCD ones there. They put the stupid ones there that they can't trust to do anything else. These jobs are not difficult. I don't know. You get to be alone though in the warehouse, just like counting tents. I don't know if you wash the tents, but anytime they had to go do one of those weekend drills or whatever, it's traumatizing just thinking about it. I'm just kidding. Anytime they had to do that, like, they would count out all the stuff for the guys, and it's the autistic ones. I don't know. I feel like the autistic ones are in the Air Force. God bless them.
Out all day that you have with him, than if he's with you all day.
You should never be together 24/7, even as a married couple. That's not what I'm advocating for. But going and
no, you're
living
saying 50-50, which is just as bad.
No, I'm not even saying 50.
Torshaa should have been more understanding with the military guy. I support our troops. Okay, let's do a story time. You tell me if you support this mother. Huge liar. Okay. Huge liar. How did I know he was lying? Because he would laugh every time I'd repeat the thing. He knew we all knew he was lying. I get a phone call after he didn't come home, which honestly, thinking of it now, I didn't want him there anyway. So why did I even care? I just made a data point. I get a phone call like, yeah, I'm in the hospital. And then he did that laugh. And I was like, are you lying? Like, go away, and hung up. We were like literally almost broken up at that point. I get a call from his uncle or mom's boyfriend, somebody like, nah, he's telling the truth. And I'm just like, I don't care. Because I literally thought he was lying. I get sent an article from our homeboy, man, 24, or drive-by shooting, man hits CVS, man 24, girl in the front seat, 27. I was like, who? He probably pissed somebody off. We live in Chicago. Okay. Like, this is not like the most crazy thing, honestly. But I was like, he called me back and I was like, go talk to the girl that's in the hospital. The fuck is you? Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, I got the article. And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, good day. Good day. So yeah. That's why we don't like homeboy. It's unhinged. We can handle that.
50-50. What I'm saying is that men who go off and live with other men in these like college dorms are not attractive to grown women that are married.
Really? Whoa. Wall Street guys at the club are the most attractive, and they all live together.
How many Wall Street men live with each other versus live with their wives?
They spend 90% of the day at the office, actually. 90%.
Yeah, that's fine, but my point is that they come home to their children and to their families and to...
Yeah, they live 10% with their...
I'm not shitting on armed services. Y'all are insufferable, okay? He was funny. He was fun, couldn't pay rent, but could make a damn good bed in the morning. That thing was pristine, okay? You want to know what military men are good for? They make the bed. I don't make the bed, but they do it well, really well. They eat all your fucking food. I'm just kidding. I'll stop swearing.
10% is not living. We're talking about breathing air. 90% of the day is with the...
Yeah, he was a lot of things, but he wasn't boring. He was certainly not boring. Okay.
Boys.
Wait, what was the point in history? Can you just clarify this? What was the point in history where married men lived with other dudes?
For all of human history, the point is to keep the male strong.
No, when?
Yeah,
when
but you said we were separating men and women throughout all of human history. When were we separating men and women throughout?
Yeah, it recently stopped. Up until the 1950s, boys would go to school, girls would go to a different school.
No, married people.
Even married couples. Haven't you guys ever seen Twilight Zone, where the man comes home late because 80% of his day is at the office? That's how it's supposed to be.
I would prefer to date a guy with autism, probably, over this type of unhinged I'm talking about. I mean, I'm talking unhinged. Like, borderline criminal. Don't even keep... I'm pretty sure that they thought the drive-by shooting was gang-related activity. Like, he was a part of it. It was like, what the fuck? You're white! I'm just kidding. But, like, I'm just saying. It's like, you're in the military. Now you have to go to a drive-by thing in the, I don't know what they call their courts or whatever. And I think he got dishonorably discharged over it. It was like, you were... Now you're out of a job? There's something else I was going to add to that, but I can't remember. Something... The drive-by. They thought it was gang-related activity. But what else? I don't know.
But that's not living with other boys. You're talking about living with the boys. At what point in history did married men live with other men?
He's saying that if you lived with other men, you would make more money, and I agree.
Okay, but
then Myron's correct.
But there's no point in history when it happened, right?
No, yeah, I don't even do it. I want to live with a chick.
Right now, aren't gay couples statistically more successful than straight couples because it's two motherfuckers living together?
We're not talking about gay people right now. We're talking about straight people.
No, fuck your bros. That's the point. That is the lesson here.
Yeah,
just fuck your bros. Just get rid of women altogether.
I'm not saying I'm living this way or you guys or whatever. I'm saying if us 4 boys who just spent most of our day with the boys, would our paycheck go up? Yes or no?
No, y'all spend it on beer and dumb shit all the time. All the time. Never go with your boys. Is there always one person who spends more money or no? Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Turk saying just fuck the boys. Fuck your boys.
No, I'm saying you become more. When your paycheck goes up, you become more attractive, right? So the best case scenario is don't date till you're a millionaire at 24 years old. Stay with those guys. Then when you live with her, make sure she's not turning into a fucking. If you're turning into a little simp bitch. How do you know if you're turning into a simp bitch? Go to Walmart. Every couple you see at Walmart, the man is a simp bitch, right?
Wait,
yeah, so Zerka's saying dick isn't all that bad.
Okay,
I'm saying you don't want that thing where your wife is looking at Zerka.
Also, just out of curiosity, men that be honest. Okinawa, were they cheating? And what's with there's always a military dude, if not many, that marry a stripper and wonder why she takes all the money while you're overseas. You can't be more dumb. There's men that get divorced. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Men who marry for BAH they get married to a stripper and they go overseas and genuinely trust her with the money. I'm just wondering why. Why? Oh, I feel so bad. But they all cheat overseas. Don't they? I'm pretty sure they do. Not all of them, but most. If given the opportunity. What is it called? The unit when it's your group? I don't know. Unhinged would probably go in a grocery store in their camis. One of those. It's really annoying. Next time I see that, I'm calling. I'm calling your unit. And I'm letting them know. Okay. I'm also insane. Okay. I just am. We all know this. I am going to go take my dog outside. Because I'm triggered. Like the video, we'll cover the rest of it. I just can't focus right now because all I'm thinking about is fuck face. I'm just kidding. Like the video, comment, subscribe. If you're in the military, please show yourselves so I can know how many people I pissed off. Like the video. Okay, bye. Love you.